Howdy Meeps, Rogue here, and you're you, and let's see what kind of trouble we can get into today. Our Orc Fighter managed to go into the tomb of the Necro Lord, murderize the sutured beast, and then grabbed the dead Halfling Ranger and the Halfling Ranger's stuff and booked it out of there. Remembered to check for treasure and actually got a potion of holy water. And now we're head back to town, and we're gonna see if maybe we can sell this corpse for for a pelt. Maybe halfling feet are a luxury. We're gonna get some poltroons made out of them. And epaulettes. That's hilarious. Oh my god, that's awful. Okay, anyhow, so yeah, let's head back to town. I don't exactly know what we're gonna do, so let's go back into town. I guess. Oh man, let's see. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Oh, okay. Actually, it's not in here. It's in Explorers of the Realm. This is a different. You can get this, download this for nothing. But one of the things that this has in it is visiting a church when you go into a town. When you visit town, you may also visit a church. Pay 25 gold to pay for a miracle to resurrect one fallen companion or character. That companion comes back to life with 1 health and 1 will. And then we can also spend a gold. Oh, there it is. So visiting towns. When you visit town, you may rest to fully heal 1 gold per character to stay at the inn. Buy items, visit a church, and hire companions. So Explorers of the Realm gives us a couple options on what to do next. We need our willpower back. I think this orc fighter, he comes into town, he knows, in spite of the fact that it's a doll, like he thinks it's a doll, he also knows that there was this little kid, little tiny adventurer. So he's gonna go to the tavern, and he's gonna say, he's gonna shake the doll around. Was this the little creature that you were talking about that went to the tomb of the Necro Lord? Because I don't think he's doing well, and he's like dripping little gullets of blood onto the tavern. And the tavern keep, or the tavern keep's daughter, says, "Oh yeah, that's definitely, you should take him to the church. It costs money, but you might be able to get him back to life." And I think the Arc Fighter has to take a second and kind of decide, well, I was gonna keep it as a puppet. Okay, I'll try. And then bundles up and goes to the church. Now, we don't have money for this, so I think the Orc Fighter is gonna go in and and is gonna try to convince the church to do it for free, and is gonna say something like, "I found this kid outside near the cemetery. I've never seen them before, of course. I wouldn't have any idea who this is, but maybe you can bring them back to life as a act, a good act, a charitable act." So we're going to roll an oracle. I'm going to give it 50-50. Let's see. Blue is good, red is bad. And it's a double. Okay, so doubles using the Recluse Engine Oracle, that means that one of my presuppositions is incorrect. So what presumption have I made? Okay, how about this? The cleric does a miracle max thing and says, "Oh, that halfling's not dead. It's just mostly dead. It's not all dead. It's mostly dead." And grabs the bellows and sort of puffs up the thing, puts the bezoar in its mouth, and brings it back to life. It wasn't actually fully dead. Okay. So our ranger is... And the orc fighter's like, damn, I really wanted a puppet. And then trundles back with the halfling to the tavern. Well, no, actually, how much was the... Let's take a look at core really quick. How much was the holy water potion? 2 gold. Okay, I'm gonna try and sell the holy water for 2 gold. I mean, technically, I should probably only get 1 gold back because I'm trying to sell it back. Okay, so we were at the temple. We say, hey, hey, I found this holy water. Could I possibly exchange that for coins so that we could stay at the inn for tonight? And I think that out of their charitable heart, they go ahead and give us 2 coin, or they give us a note. They give us a note in exchange for the holy water. It's a note to the tavern keeper to say, hey, give these stout young fellows a night to recover in the inn, and that would be much appreciated. And so that's actually, so no gold changes hands, but we give the holy water to the local church, the little temple, and then we exchange that for healing up in the tavern overnight. So what that means is now, so we've got our Orc Fighter and our Halfling Ranger. And so we're going to be back to 26 and 22. It's actually amusing because we have exactly the same health across the 2 of them and the exact same willpower, but it was completely different experiences when we got into that dungeon. And the only difference was the strength at 5 with proficiency in strength versus dexterity. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have both of these. I'm going to have the ranger be sort of I'm probably going to twist the rules a little bit. Generally speaking, I think the way that the rules are supposed to work is that both characters have to decide if they can do ranged, and then both are forced to do melee attacks. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that up, whereas if you're fighting something that has ranged damage, you take damage when you miss ranged. But only one, you don't have to have both characters do both. So what I'll do is I'll have the ranger do a ranged attack, and then I'll have the fighter do a melee attack, and then instead of forcing them to do do both. Maybe I should try the rules as written first. Let's do that. We'll do the rules as written first, but I'm sort of trying to think of it's a little bit wonky for me to the way that you have to do melee, even if you're, on the other side of the wilderness, right? And you're shooting arrows. Somehow you then have to deal with melee damage. It doesn't quite make sense to me, but we'll do the rules as written. And what it does say is that you can select which character goes first in the fighting order. So we'll probably do the Orc Fighter as melee damage first. And then, so we'll, possibly be able to kill off whatever it is quickly. We'll see. I don't know. I really feel like that it's just so different. The experience was night and day between the 2 characters. That somehow that forcing a ranged character into melee every single time just doesn't quite make sense, because that's forcing them into a strength battle that they can't win. Yeah, anyhow, so all right. So we've got our 2 characters now, and we've rested up in the tavern. Oh, and I don't have that holy water anymore because I gave it up, and I don't have the bread or the ale. And the short sword and the punching dagger have the same damage, so there's no point in really switching up. We might as well keep the fighter with the punching dagger. It's only 1d3, but we'll get something better soon, I hope. Yeah,